my soldier, it's that time again. I'm back. I missed last Thursday's show. I'd like to thank Patience Musa for holding it down for me. So today I'm back. This is Hotbox. It's 7 p.m. every Tuesdays and every Thursdays. So today I've got a special guest. I'm going to move away from music a bit and concentrate more on football, the most loved game on the Mother Earth. So today in the house, I've got an expert. From where he's coming from, he used to be sitting in my chair. Probably I could be sitting the other side. He does the job better than me, no doubt about that. And I'm happy to be hosting him today. If you're a football fan, a football fanatic, you know the person I'm talking about. No one knows better football than him. CNN in the building. Is more like my father, so it's difficult for me to call him by the first name. Let me say, warm welcome to Vamapika. I'm alright. I don't know if you're comfortable if I call you daddy. Or do CNN.
The little ones everywhere in my house.
Yeah.
Everybody calls me CNN. Even my daughters
Yeah.
call me CNN.
Where did that come from, CNN?
Oh yeah.
I caught you by surprise.
I'm sure a lot of people wonder, but some know. It was we're going back now, maybe a decade or more than a decade. There were some people in Bulawayo and some supporters in Bulawayo. I was doing a show. I was doing one of my live TV talk shows. And those guys were together. I think there must have been 10 or 15. And they were phoning in and they were talking, all of them, and they came through. And they said to me that they decided to give me a nickname. And I said, it was live on air, and I was saying, what nickname? And they said, your nickname from now should be C. And I asked why.
Yeah.
And they said, well, you are like cable news network because you know everything about football, especially about football. That's how the name started.
Nice.
So everybody calls me CNN.
I'm gonna enjoy that, CNN. It's good to have you on the show. This program is called Hotbox. We normally we invite people who are influential to society, and you being here, it means a lot to me and to the rest of the viewers who are watching us right now. So today we're gonna talk about football. Normally when I used to watch This Is Football, I remember your tour, the first tours were like, hello there. And
sometimes I write intros and it's something else. But as soon as I'm seated there and the camera is in my face, I always go.
It changes.
And I've forgotten what I wanted to start with. So I've stopped now.
Yeah.
And I just go with that one.
Yeah. And I still have your conclusion. I'm gonna do the conclusion before we leave. Yeah. That's nice. What made you get into commentary?
Well, right, very good question. When I grew up, as I was growing up as a youngster, I grew up born and bred in the high density suburb of Mbae.
Okay.
And we were playing plastic balls and stuff like that. I grew up with my very close friend, the former Warriors captain Stanford Sticks Mutizwa, the great one.
Yeah.
And you see, I'll be quite honest. I wasn't good. I wasn't as good as Sticks and the other guys. The only way I got into the team was because Sticks would refuse to play if I wasn't there. So that's the only time that I was playing.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't bad.
Okay.
I wasn't bad.
Okay.
But I wasn't as good as the other guys.
Yeah.
That's how I used to get in the team. I actually made it to the first team, before the team. But then, after I left primary school, we sort of not going our separate ways. I went to a different school whilst Sticks went to Harare High.
Okay.
And I went to Goromonzi High.
Okay.
So there was no longer.
But
fortunately, I still made it. Yeah. I made it in the first team.
Okay.
I was good, but I knew I wasn't as good as Central Six Mtizwa. So I wasn't when the team was chosen, I found myself frozen out. Sometimes I could come in and I actually tried my hand at goalkeeping, just to play in the first team. There was a guy who was a goalkeeper. He's late now. He was a veterinarian. Those doctors who treat animals. Yeah. Martin Makuni. He was the goalkeeper, and when he was injured for a couple of weeks, I played in goal. When he came back, I was frozen out of the team. So I said, I still want to be involved in this first team.
But didn't you concede more goals?
Well, I suppose so. But it wasn't too bad. So I said, I still want to be involved. Yeah. How can I get involved? And so I was a big fan. Football was in my blood. Yeah. Even though Sticks had left him behind at Harare, and I'd gone to Goromonzi, I was still the passion was there and everything. And I used to listen to the late Jonathan Mutsinze.
Okay.
On Radio Zimbabwe. Then it was Radio 2. Radio Zimbabwe now. And then I started mimicking his commentary.
Okay.
Right. So I said, why don't I try this? So every time our secondary school team was playing, I was there, and I used to do commentary from the sidelines.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But I was at school, but I wasn't doing Shona commentary like Jonathan Mutsinze. Okay. I was doing English commentary.
Okay.
And people would love it, and people would be around me as I did the commentary for our school team. And all the teachers, the coaches, said I mustn't get left behind every time the team.
Nice.
So after high school, I was still in football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pursued because I was in football, it brought me into the media world.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I ended up enrolling with the City and Guilds London Institute after high school, and acquired a media procedures diploma in the print and electronic media.
Okay.
And I got introduced. I sort of introduced myself into media and majoring in sport. I was not interested in news. I was not interested in politics. I was not interested in music as well. I'll tell you that. I could, but it wasn't my passion.
Yeah,
my passion was sport, particularly football.
Yeah.
So after entering there, I joined Zim Papers.
Okay.
Zim Papers, and tied to the Herald and the Sunday Mail.
Okay.
And then moved on to the ZBC.
Okay.
And started my commentaries on radio and so on. And listen, the rest, as they say, is history.
I still remember your commentary some time back. It was the Barbourfields. 2004, 2005. Highlanders against Dynamos. You were like, I'm gonna try this.
I'll give you a mark from 1 to 10. Can I go?
Please don't give me less than 5. Like, oh, you Dynamo supporters, hold your breath as Stuart Murisa is about to dispatch a free kick. I'm gonna end there.
Quite good, actually. You're quite good.
I still remember the word like dispatch. It was a free kick. Dynamos were trailing.
That's right.
Highlanders were trailing.
Okay.
1-0 to Dynamo. So I still remember that. I've always been a big fan.
Yeah. Okay.
So I love the way you do your commentary and everything. Let's talk more about Warriors now.
Yeah.
It's said they were taken out of the tournament so easily, actually.
Yeah.
This is the third time.
Yes.
The first time the manager was Chidzambwa.
Sunday Chidzambwa Mofo.
Then Mhlauri.
Yeah, Mhlauri.
Then Pasua. what is it that we're lacking? Because we're not getting to the next stage, the quarterfinals.
Yeah. You see, when we went there in 2004 with Sandy Mofu Chizambwe, I was there as well in Tunisia. And in Tunisia, eventually went on to win it by beating Morocco 2-1 in the final. We crashed out of the group stage. And after that scenario, Mofu Sandy Chizambwe said it was a learning curve. It was the first time on the continental stage, and I think it was very right. We did very well, actually. We were the only team in our group to score against Cameroon.
We scored 3.
Yes, we scored 3. We lost 5-3, and nobody else.
The best goal of the tournament.
That's right. Esrom Nyandoro, the Yellowman, scored that one, and we did quite well. It was a learning curve, so he said, and. I think okay, there were mistakes here and there, but actually in our last game against we actually beat Algeria by 2-1. You know,
Joel Dubai.
Dubai. Joel Dubai.
I get addicted.
Do you remember how he scored that winner? No, I don't. I thought you were going to give me that commentary again. And so we left Tunisia, and 2 years later we were back. Right. This time it was in Egypt, and we crashed out of the group stage. But we almost made it to the quarterfinals because our first game we lost to Senegal by 2-0. Then the second game we lost to Nigeria by 1-0. And because of the results that had happened, with the other guys, Ghana was also in our group. Because of the results, we needed to beat Ghana by 3-1. To go through to the quarterfinals.
So means by
that's right. And we beat them by 2-1. We actually had a goal disallowed, which up to this day I always view it. I still have that tape, and I fail to understand how that goal was disallowed. But anyway, we crashed out again. Mutlauri didn't say it was a learning curve because listen, Chizambwe had already said we can't, we can't go. You can't be learning all the time. I think it was perhaps this lack of preparation as well. It's a disease that has been in Zimbabwean football ever since those days. Ever since the 90s, coming into the 2000s, it's lack of adequate preparation. We don't seem to really hit the nail on the head, if I can use that expression. We do not prepare adequately, and I'm still to find a Ziffa leadership who really want to tap into the grassroots and develop like what all the other countries do. Even in Africa here, it's big business now to tap into the junior talent. I mean, you just look at our youngsters now. No preparation, but they go. Our under 17s just 2 months ago. They went to Angola and they won that tournament, for COSAFA, and they won it. And our under 20s or under 23s always do well, but especially after under 20, that's it. They are forgotten.
Are we not putting much attention to the academies?
Well, you see, I'm not going to take anything away from all those who have started academies. A lot of them, some of them are my friends. A lot of them come to me for advice and so on. But the academies that are here in the country, I'm going to call a spade here, Joe. They're just there to make money. Okay. There's nothing wrong with going in, and I mean we're all here, aren't we? We're all looking for money. What's in it for me, and so on. But I think the emphasis is more on people wanting to perhaps see a youngster, and I'll tell you what happens sometimes. People will favor youngsters who come from well-to-do families. And they will say to their parents, hey, your son is doing great, and we want to send him to Spain and so on. And the parents can afford a ticket for 2,500, 3,000, and you put your markup there.
Okay.
You say 4,000, and the rich
business.
parent, it's business. But at the back of your mind that this lad here, this, he won't make it in Spain. I'm not saying the rich parents don't have skillful sons. No. I'm saying the emphasis on people who are running these academies. They train. They tend to concentrate on pleasing the parents, the rich parents, whilst ignoring the youngsters from Muzilikazi, Mbare, Mufakose, and high density suburb. I mean, just look at perhaps the greatest warrior of all time, King Peter. Where is he from?
Muzilikazi.
Exactly. So maybe the word of advice that I can give to those who are running or thinking of running academies, listen, just spread your net out wider. Make sure that maybe you have the resources, approach companies or whatever, and get the resources first so that you can tap into the high density suburbs. Not only there, the rural areas. I travel and sometimes you see when I'm traveling, like going to a wedding or to a funeral, if I see a game being played,
you stop.
My wife is tired of this now, and she will hope I ever noticed a football game. And once I see a football game, I pop, and I have to watch for 10-15 minutes, and she's used to it now.
Actually,
That's right.
10 minutes. Yeah.
And the talent that is there in the rural areas is just amazing. But people do not want to go there.
We're not reaching out.
We're not reaching out. So it goes back now to, I'll say, I'll repeat. I've still got to come across a Zifa leadership which is really serious about tapping at grassroots level. And then when the warriors are ready to go for a tournament, there's inadequate preparation. I mean, you saw what happened with our warriors just before they went. I mean, it was appalling. There was this feud about bonuses and so on, and they even refused to come to a function that was meant to send them off. And the acting president, who was the vice president, the Honorable Emerson Mnangagwa, had been invited. I was there. I was the director of ceremony at that function. It was appalling. The warriors refused to come to the send-off, and it was aborted. So
it's very sad.
These kind of things do not need to happen.
You mentioned about rural areas. Don't you have, I think this goes to Zifa, don't we have something like guys who do the scouting, who travel a lot, who go mkati?
Unfortunately, Joe, if you go to Zifa now, they will tell you, we don't have the resources. Okay. I suppose reasonably so. But to get the mindset, to get somebody who will say, let's do this. I haven't seen any document that has been put to say, can we find a couple of people who will travel all over the country to the rural areas to try and discover raw talent? I haven't seen it. I would tell you, Joe, I talk to a lot of captains of industry. Listen, they love football because now most captains of industry are indigenous. They're blacks. Okay, you will get a couple of white guys, but mostly they are. I'm not going to mention any companies, but most leaders now, most captains of industry, they've grown up. Whether they grew up in the rural areas, in the high density suburbs, or in the low density suburbs, they all grew up playing football, and they would like to help out in football.
Wow, we're hitting up on Hotbox, so we're gonna take a quick break. CNN is still in the building, and don't go away. Stay tuned.
Yo, what up? They call me Platinum Diamond, Chibu D, Chibu D, Simba, all the way from Tanzania, and you are watching the Hot Box. Very hot. Hot.
Hi everybody, this is Tammy and you're watching Hot Box with Jules C.
Yo, this is Alexio Kawara and you're watching Hotbox with Joel Sim.
It's Coco. You're listening to Titan, aka King Makoko, the original Coco, and you're watching Hotbox with Joel Sim. Keep it locked. It's called Flaggy Matters about.
We're back again. This is the second segment. CNN is still in the building. When we took a quick break. Okay,
let me just show them.
Yeah, so CNN. Right. The reason why we do live streaming is because we always want to interact with the fans.
Yes.
We call them the fans because they're family, the viewers. Okay. No, Titan was here and said like fans. I was, no, don't call them fans. Call them fams because they're family to us. Okay, so from that day onwards, I started calling them fans. So
do you know? Can I butt in there?
Yeah.
So, do you know what I call them?
Yeah.
I call them the owners of the game.
How they forget that? They are the owners of the game, the beautiful game.
Yes.
Yeah. You never forget to say beautiful.
That's
game.
right. It is the beautiful game.
That's nice. Okay. And no on Hotbox is too hot to handle today. I don't know how to thank you because you've graced this show and it's amazing today to have you on the show. And in the Kumbiro and the Taps Ching, the Kumbiro freestyle. It's a go. I don't know how you're gonna do this.
That's a Handema Warriors by Ja Preza and Charles CNN Mabiga. I know it's got commentary pap,
Yes, you know. CNN and Ja Preza did a collabo. They did a song for the Warriors.
Handema Warriors. I'm sure they've heard it. I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
You know, it's been blowing all over.
And na Shava, big up Mtara Mabika. Shava Runa Kronemi.
Okay. Thanks, Shava.
And Mwangoti, yes, Chibaba. Yeah, Chibaba is in the building. No, you raised numbers on my show today.
Okay.
I was just checking and already we've passed the 1.4 mark.
Wow.
Already.
Right.
1.4 viewers.
1.4 viewers.
And it's not easy to get those numbers. That's why I say influential.
Okay. You're right. I must come every Tuesday and Thursday then. Every Tuesday and Thursday. So the numbers keep going up.
Yeah, that's that. So let's hit it up on Hotbox again. Why can't we have academy tournaments?
Well, there are a couple of academy tournaments but I have to say it again. It's so sad. They're not really serious-minded.
Okay.
Yes, there are people who are really trying their bit to go out there and really do something. My good friend Bekim Pilonyoni, who is the chairman of the Zimbabwe Soccer Coaches Association, he runs his own academy, BN Academy. But he will agree with me that I think maybe more needs to be done for these, like you're saying, to have national academy tournaments. And but I think once we have a blueprint of how these academies should be run, I'm surprised why people who are running these academies in this country don't. Maybe you just need, I think, to go. That's why the one of technology now. You just go onto the Asset Mimosas page, and get how they are doing it. You talk of Didier Zokora, Didier Drogba, just to name one or two. They are from the Asset Mimosas Academy. And this is what we want. Yes, here we have, like I did mention the BN Academy. You have the ACES Youth Academy as well, which has produced the likes of Kama Billiard and Knowledge Musona, Nigel Munyati and Mark Duvilat doing a good job there. But
I think he came from there as well.
Yeah, he did. But I think they will know. Nigel Munyati will agree with me. There's more that needs to be done. Other than, you see, we can't be churning out. The last person that we've churned out, the last two are Kama Billiat and Knowledge Musona. When was that? That's a decade ago. You need to be churning out these youngsters every year. Like what happens with Asec Mimosas in Cote d'Ivoire.
That's very true. Coming back to the Warriors now, CNN. Let's talk about the head coach, the manager, Passoa. Whose responsibility is it to hire and fire a manager?
Well, that responsibility falls entirely with Zifa.
Okay.
And they are the ones who appointed Callisto Passoa.
Okay.
And they are the ones who can decide, or who will decide that his time is up. From what we've heard, the Herald exclusively revealed that the High Performance Technical Committee, which acts as the watchdog of the national team coach, and
that's part of Zifa.
That yes,
okay.
Although they are termed as, they have terms of reference which make them independent of Zifa, but listen, they are appointed by Zifa. So you're right.
They're more like agents.
Yeah, they're more like agents. Yeah, you know,
Okay.
they are contracted by Zifa to do that.
Okay.
And they've recommended that Callisto Passoa's tenure not be renewed by Zifa. So I believe the document of that went to Captain Fiasco, Philip Chiangwa, the president of Zifa. He's going to have a look at it, and whether he takes the, well, he can't say no to those recommendations, because because it will probably go to the board and then to the assembly, and what the assembly decides, what the board decides, he can't go against them.
I didn't know about that. At least I've learned, and I believe people are watching right now and they have learned as well. But there's something.
But the latest is that it looks like Passoa seems to have backtracked. He had said that he'd resigned, but now he's backtracked on that resignation. So it opens up a brewing pot that is going to be full of twists and turns.
I personally hope you will stay. That's my opinion.
Listen, he's done great. He's done great under these circumstances. I mean, under the harsh environment. We all know what happened when we went to play our first game in Malawi, and he is the first coach, the first Warriors coach to qualify with still a game to play. Although, you know, those fighting him will say because excuse me, they will say that because we played lightweights like Swaziland, Malawi. But listen, in this day, they're no longer in lightweights. We just have to look at what happened on Sunday when Cameroon beat the almighty Egypt. So.
The other thing, something else I heard about through the grapevine, that we didn't play our first game. We didn't play with our shirt, our normal shirt, our original jersey. How true is it? And
well, there was a sponsor who came on board, a guy from Ghana who runs a company called Mafro Sports, and he was the one who had gone into this arrangement with Zifa, the sponsorship deal, if you want to call it, or a partnership deal. Let's call it a partnership deal with Zifa. But there were so many hassles in getting this partnership really finalized in black and white, and the kit had not arrived in time for the Warriors to wear it in our first game, because there is a pre-match meeting, which is held 3 days prior to a game, and when the Warriors went in with their management team, of course, headed by Sharif Musa. Once Algeria had everything in order, we did not have the Mafro jersey that we had said we were going to use. So CAF said, you can't use it because we don't know it. We haven't seen it. So there was a kit that we had carried. That's the one that we used against Algeria. So if you notice, against Senegal and against Tunisia, we were sporting the Mafro jersey.
But why wait to the last days? Because I believe we're supposed to be having their kit. way before that. To me, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, but it was because of the way the deal was orchestrated. I don't have the nitty gritties of what happened, but I'll tell you what I had from a very reliable source. Said that Mafro Sports had said they were going to fly in the kit here, and they'd asked Ziffa to pay for the duty, which is the norm.
Okay.
And Ziffa said to Mafro Sport they did not have the money to pay for the duty to clear these.
Okay.
So I think the sponsor might have been a bit reluctant to do that as well. But in the end, some arrangement was made where the money was then found to pay for it, and that's what made that kit arrive a bit late in Gabon.
Okay. Right. This one now is very, very disturbing, not to Zimbabwe but to the rest of Africa. The tournament, African tournament, is good. It had 16 teams, right? But probably you didn't know this. We had only 3 black managers.
You see, I never want to look.
Does it mean that we know they're good? Or
definitely we are good. We are good.
So what is wrong?
Listen, it's a very tricky question because I never really want to look at what color is this manager, what color is this player, and so on. I just look at football or any sport the same. That's why perhaps my favorite male tennis player is white, is Roger Federer. I've never looked at is he white or black, or I could have gone for Yannick Noah, but I was never a big fan of Yannick Noah, or even the great Arthur Ashe. And for ladies, my favorite is the one and only, the beautiful, of course, Serena. And but I think probably what has happened, let's not run away from the fact that when you go when you send your coach, I think what should be done, we should get our local coaches get more exposure in Europe. Listen, any way you look at it, Europe is the top soccer playing entity. Not even South America. Yes, South America you get maybe more skillful players, but Europe is where the top coaches are. And I think we as long as we don't send our coaches to really learn from the masters, there's no two ways about it. You cannot expect that coach, as able as he is. Listen, for me, Sunday Chidzambwa, he remains, the track record, he remains the most successful coach ever produced in the country.
Okay.
Great guy. Charles Montlauri, great coach. Even Callisto Pasua, great coach. But when then we went to those top tournaments, the African Cup of Nations, for example, the African Champions League, you find out that they will lack, not that they're lacking the know-how, but there are times when maybe you need to change strategy, that kind of thing. And I think the coaches, because they have not acquired the top level training methods and how to plan new strategies when a game is being played. You see, you'll hear the top coaches like Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola talk to you about, we started as a 4-4-2 formation, then we had to change 4-4-2-1-1, 3-5, 3-3-1. The game changes, and sometimes and it's not only confined to Zimbabwe. We saw what happened to Aliou Cisse, the Senegalese coach, who really, he played overseas, but he has not been exposed to the top training methods in Europe, and he floundered against Cameroon. So, just to come back to your question, no, it's not that black managers or black coaches are not as good as their white counterparts. No, we are just as good or even better, but we need to be exposed to the top training methods, and there's no two ways about it. It happens in Europe.
We lack exposure.
We lack exposure.
Okay.
Yes.
So we need exposure for us to grow in the game, the loved game, the beautiful game of football. We'll be going just for a quick break, and we'll be joining you soon.
What's up Zimbabwe, what's up world, what's up Africa, this is your boy Endo Morizo and you're live on Hotbox with Jewel Sim. Takaiona baba, takaiona fefa chiuya na mwari. Hello guys, my name is Matthias Mere. Keep watching Hotbox with Jewel Sim. Stay blessed.
Hey, you're watching Hotbox, and this is Jacure Choni Dual Sim. Get me? Sim, I'm in.
We're back again. This is the third and final segment. There's no one on the board with this. The final.
The final. You want it to go on and on.
Yeah, because it was heating up on Hotbox. So let me go back to the comments as well. I'm the top ching. Mukuboa, we want freestyle. So guys, na mimi nai. Varu kusimbisana hapa. Top ching again. Ndakumbogara kuma terrace nani chida kutamba nemi manje anditambe bora risina commentary. Kudzanzi ngavaru freestyle. Yeah, everybody wants you to do a freestyle. Freestyle. Just stay tuned.
Okay.
You would do a
Okay,
freestyle.
I'll do it before I leave. I'll do it.
You would do a freestyle. The Warriors story is very, very, very disturbing. I've got something here I want to ask you about. It's very, very tricky. It goes to racism. You know, when we were playing against Algeria, there were so many tweets that were trending, right? I'm going to read out some of the tweets, right? So let me look for them. The first tweet, during the game, this is the time when we were leading Algeria 2-1. So wherever you are, you need to listen to this. Algeria are losing against a team where half of the players have HIV. Right? I'm gonna read the second one. It's very, very disturbing. Racism is there. This is between Arabs and blacks now, because this is Africa. The second one: how come you're losing against people who collected cotton yesterday? This is bullshit. This is the Algeria game. Then the third tweet. There were many, but I had to pick just three. This was so insulting to everybody, even the supporters now. You bunch of shitty monkeys. I don't know. What's your take on that?
Listen, I don't have any room for racism, even tribalism. I don't want people to talk about different areas or ethnicity. To me, as soon as people start talking about regionalism or whatever, I leave the room, I walk out. So it sickens me when people post these kind of tweets. But listen, this is something that is there. You cannot run away from it. But the good thing in quotes that I can say is that it's not everybody. It's only a few people who spoil this, who spoil the name like of Algeria, the name of Egypt, to be branded as that. I'm talking from experience, because I've traveled all over Africa, out into Europe as well, and the players themselves do not harbor any animosity against for example, the Zimbabwe Warriors players because they have a different color. They don't. I still have to find, from the time that I got involved in football, the time that I was traveling with the Warriors, I'm still traveling with the Warriors. I haven't had a player who has come to me to say, Plasianen, you know, there was a player who called me a monkey, or something like that. Well, I've heard. Well, I'm perhaps limiting it to Africa. I'll tell you, there was a player, I think he doesn't mind me saying, my great friend, he's retired from football now, Kennedy Chihuri. Used to be a Warriors player. He was playing in the Czech Republic. And there was one time, it was public, he came here, actually, I'm still in good communication with him. And there was a time when a banana peel was thrown at him when he was playing for I think it was Victoria Ziskov in the Czech Republic, and he was being called a monkey and stuff like that. Yes, I think it's more dense in Europe, in parts of Europe, in Italy, in Poland, in Spain. You will get that type of thing, but still, like I said, it's not like the whole stadium, 60,000 of them are all racist. You probably get, out of the 60,000, you'll probably get even maybe 20, 30. But you see, what they do gets noticed. Because they come there, you know, these skinheads, and they've got these messages, the Nazi worshippers, the Adolf Hitler worshippers, and stuff like that, and it gets noticed. So I really, because there's no way that FIFA have tried to weed it out. Yes, they by fining teams and stuff like that, but you'll never completely get it out. Just like in this country, you will get some tribalists. You know, from the northern region, from the southern region, and but the good thing again is just there are just a few of them, and they're out to spoil the sport. This is why I say, once these hooligans, because I don't call them owners of the game, they're not. They're hooligans. You know, they come out there to spoil the fun. Once they are identified, they should be banned from attending any, not only soccer, any sports tournament. And FIFA are trying to do this. Even the English Football Association, but you see, it's something that you cannot completely eradicate.
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
You can't. But as long as the efforts are being done to weed out these racists, because we don't need them. We don't need them, because in sport, everything is forgotten, and you compete from the same level. You see, you compete from the same. Here, long back, when the white men came here, and the colonialists, and they were trudging upon our elders, or upon our ancestors. The elders were waiting for a soccer game.
Oh,
yes, they were waiting for a soccer game. Yes, because that was the only platform where they were both coming from the same levels, and they used to hit these white teams day in, day out.
It was called fairness.
Exactly, fairness. You see, so these racists don't like that. You see, because in his mind, or in her mind, somebody with a black skin is inferior. So they don't like it. When they get beaten on the football pitch, or on the tennis court, on the basketball court, yes, they don't like it. So they try to vent their anger through this.
Sad. Then you mentioned about your good friend Kennedy Chihuri, who played in Czech. How did he react when the banana was thrown at him?
Well, he said, fortunately, he had been advised by his teammates that he was going to face a lot of some of this racism and so on, and they just told him to forget about it. But I remember him saying that his first few games, he asked to be substituted in about 3 games at halftime because he couldn't stand it. But then he got used to it. He got used to it, and when they find out that you're really not worried about it, they stop. You see, it's when you react like that. They love it. You see, the guy
to see your reaction.
Oh yes, the guy we've been throwing banana peels. We've been calling him a monkey. He has refused to come out in the second half. So they are victorious.
Yeah.
But if the guy comes out again and he plays well, he scores a goal, then they are defeated. They won't say that.
That's true.
Yes.
I remember in Spain, it was Barcelona against, should be Real Zaragoza, way back. Dani Alves, he was funny, but you know what he did?
That's right. Yeah, and he ate it.
Then he ate.
Exactly.
Then he continued.
That's right. You see, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
Just this goes out to all our brothers who are playing outside. Just a word of encouragement. Just stay strong.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So for you to win, you gotta be strong every time. You gotta be strong. So CNN, I've got some bit of questions here before we round up our show. I've got 5 questions.
5 questions.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the first 3, I need like one name answer.
So I have to think about. I can think about it.
I don't want to give you time, but yeah, you can have much time as you want. So, best ever Zimbabwean manager or coach from day one you started following football to you?
For me, it's got to be Sunday Mofu Chidzambwa. I mean, what he did with the Warriors, what he did at Dynamos after he ventured into coaching after suffering. Some people would have walked away from the game. He suffered a horrific injury, which still affects him now. You know, he walks with a slight limp, and some people would have walked away with it, just disheartened. But he continued, became a coach. He took us to our first African Cup of Nations tournament, although we crashed out at the group stage. For me, I know that yes, it could have been a toss of the coin between Sunday Chidzambwa and the late Reinhard Fabisch. But perhaps because Fabisch did not get us to the African Cup of Nations, it has to be Chidzambwa, and also, like I mentioned, he did great things at Dynamos.
Nice. Best ever Zimbabwean midfield. I do have mine, but I'm going to listen to yours first.
Wow. The finest ever Zimbabwean midfielder. It's a very tough question, that one. Maybe this one will come with a slight bias, maybe because the guy is a good friend of mine. But listen, I've never seen anybody who could do what he used to do even as a kid with the ball, and when he went into top flight football, what he used to do with the ball. And he got his nickname because when he got the ball, it would stick to his feet. Yeah, that's how. Control. Yes, that's how the nickname was born. Sticks. Stanford Sticks Matizwa. For me, he is the finest ever midfielder I've ever.
I wish Dainagambo
I mean, what he could, you've probably done Anonzma ups. You know. Do you know the Sticks would do my ups 100? It's 100. From left to right, and people say I was thinking, Zakwana, some people used to do 5, 10, 15. He used to do 100 up, like a tennis ball. That's not easy. It's not easy. For me, he has to be. But again, that's a very tough question because great midfielders that I watched. But listen, you've limited me to one name.
I'm sorry for that. And someone's going to judge you for that. To me, probably it's unfortunate that I didn't watch Sticks. But to me, the person I watched, it has to be Gidiza. I remember when you say defense splitting pass.
Right.
I always like to quote.
That's why I told you it was a very tough question.
it had to be Gidiza. I still believe Ivan Oktambira in Madrid. That guy had so much talent.
Also the late Benjamin Nkonjera. Wow, what a player. I think if you'd say the best defensive midfielder that I ever watched, it would have to be Nkonjera. But I think you're talking of a total midfielder, for me it has to be
Sticks.
The Stanford Sticks Matizwa.
The third one. Best ever Zimbabwean goalkeeper.
Well, listen, it has to be the jungleman. It has to be Bruce Grobbler. But there's a name that always is there for me when when I'm asked about the finest ever goalkeeper. There was a guy that I nicknamed the Short Cat.
Okay.
Japhet Mparutsa.
Okay.
The guy was like 5'5" or 5'6".
Yeah.
You know, very short.
Very short.
But his reach was unbelievable, you know. And I gave him that nickname, you know, the Short Cat. You know, yes. But listen, you then go to in terms of achievement and what the jungleman Bruce Grobbler did at Liverpool. He won the European Champions League when it was still the European Cup then, and I think he did much more in terms of achievement at an international setting than Japhet Mparutsa. So it has to be Bruce Grobbler.
Great. The fourth one now. I need you to pick one player here.
Why is it one? Why can't you give me three?
I'll give you room for that for the fifth one. But for the fourth one now, I want you to choose from the current players we have in the national team. Musona or Khama Bielet. Who would you take?
For me, it has to be the smiling assassin, Knowledge Musona.
Okay.
Yes. I believe he's more of a complete player than Khama. I think because Khama, sometimes, I think maybe if Khama does go to Europe, I hope he does go to Europe, but it looks like he's going to be stuck in South Africa for another. And listen, he can't afford to do that. He's now 27, and he needs to go to Europe now, because I think it's perhaps the coaching. Listen, I'm not going to take anything away from Pitso Mosimane, his coach, but he needs to be coached at a higher level, because you saw in the game against Senegal, Khama was running away from those hard tackles. Yeah. You don't need to do that. There has to be somehow how you can change the game, or how we never see Lionel Messi running away from tackles. No, do we see CR7 Cristiano Ronaldo? They will always find a way to evade or do something. Because nobody ever marked you.
No, there you go. Nobody ever. That's true.
And so, for me, it has to be Knowledge Musona. Currently, he is my pick for the finest player in the Zimbabwe Warriors.
Nice. Then we get into the fifth one, the overall one.
The overall.
The finest ever.
Listen,
product come out of Zimbabwe.
Three names always crop up in any discussion here.
I'm going to give you three names this time around.
Three names.
Yeah, I'm going to give you three names.
Out of those three, I'll tell you who I think the finest. The three names that I think you'll probably find familiar is George Shire, Moses Chunga, and Peter Ndlovu. Those are the three names that will always crop up whenever the Zimbabwe's finest ever player is sounded out. For me, I watched this guy, and this guy had a brilliant mind. This guy could do things from his head, you know. That's why he was nicknamed the mastermind.
Okay.
He would do things that you wouldn't think of.
Okay.
I'll just give you one quick example. Of course, mastermind George Shire. Dynamo's got a free kick.
Okay.
They got a free kick in a game against Zimbabwe Saints. I think it was at Rufaro Stadium, and he got Oliver Katea the late. He got Daniel Dididi Ncube the late. He also got David George, who's still around, there together, and it was just outside the penalty box.
Okay.
And then they started arguing.
Okay.
The four of them. You know, and Katea was pushing away Daniel Dididi Ncube, and Ncube was doing likewise, and so on, and David George, and so on. And Ernest Kamba, a guy called Ernest Kamba, came in to join in the fray. And everybody was wondering what's happening. And the team, just wait. And the Zimbabwe Saints team, you know, we wondered, hey, what are they doing? And in that mayhem, even the crowd, you know, in that mayhem, Shai just came up and he just tapped the ball. And it went in. It wasn't a shot because everybody was, concentrating on it. Yeah. And we later found out that he had orchestrated that at training and used to do that. And people get, exuberant. I think it was last a couple of months back, Lionel Messi passed a penalty kick. He passed to Luis Suarez, and he scored. And the whole world was ecstatic and so on and so on. This thing, Messi did it a couple of months back, about 4-6 months. George Shire did that back in 1980 at Wanzura Stadium. He passed the ball to a guy called Kuda Mucheme. He's late now. He passed it and Kuda Mucheme scored. But there's nowhere where it was ever recorded and people. But listen, he did it way back in 1980.
They were talking about Johan Cruyff having done that.
That's right. But George Shire did it first. I think he did it first. He did it first.
The next time I'm gonna go to a sports bar, I'll be talking about George Shire having done that before.
That's right.
These guys.
Yes. You must remember who he passed it to.
You say
Kuda Mucheme.
Yeah. So you guys didn't know Kuda Mucheme.
Yeah.
I'll be like that guy was there the time he passed the ball. Before I forget, they need a freestyle.
They need a freestyle.
They need a freestyle. Because my numbers might go down.
All right. It's sad that the Warriors crashed out and they failed dismally. But listen, I'll always be in love with the Warriors, and it's my number one team. So here it goes. 10 minutes gone in the first half. Zimbabwe goalkeeper Tatenda Mukuruva. This is Chitato throwing the long ball forward, finding hard life Ajirekwi. This is Nairobi. Nairobi threading it through to Costa Namoinesu. This is Jasi to Willard Katsande Bute. Bute is looking for Kama Billiard as the smiling assassin makes a run in the center. Kama Billiard gets one pass man, 2, 3. He sends the center over. It's over! No leg Muzona. The Warriors take the lead here.
You forgot.
So I hope they're happy.
Yeah, they are happy. They're happy. It's really sad. We've come to the end of the show. I was having the time of my life.
Time of your life.
Yeah.
I'll be back soon.
When I was growing up, I was one day I'll be at CNN and have a little chat.
That's right. Turned out to a long chat.
Yeah, because I love football.
Yeah, that's
I play football. I eat football. It's my everything. So
what's your favorite team in Zimbabwe?
Highlanders.
Highlanders. Okay.
Yeah, people hate me for that.
Well, the Dynamo supporters, the Cape supporters, and everybody. But the Highlanders supporters will love you for it.
That's why I still remember you Dynamo supporters, hold your breath. That's what Murisa is about to dispatch of cricket. I still remember that. Right. Yeah, I still remember that back in the days.
Right.
Thanks once again.
Sure, Sim.
So
my pleasure.
So to the viewers, it was a pleasure chilling with you as usual. Magresa ya show ya Nice Hotbox. Masimbi sochi mdala changu CNN. The technical team as usual, Peter, Denzel, Tamuka, Simbilimi the producer. Every time they always do a great job.
Great.
And this show is becoming a great show every episode.
Great
and
show.
This is the second series. Like the season 2 actually.
That's right.
Yeah, this is the season 2 and you kick-started it.
That's right.
On a high note. And I certainly hope the season 2
next
will go.
Guy.
Yeah, it'll go on.
I haven't made it too hard for the next guy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and do the way you kiss goodbye to the people.
Okay.
Remember to take care of your loved ones and bye bye for now.